What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Wednesday, May 27th. These picks apply for the DraftKings Showdown slate. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple. They just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for esports for League of Legends, and that's linked from the Sports tab right at the top of Draft Dashboard. And we now have a cheat sheet for Korean baseball, NASCAR, and the MMA, and you can find those cheat sheets linked from the Draft Dashboard news. Okay guys, let's take a look at this DraftKings showdown between the Utah Jazz and the Washington Wizards. So I'm going to start off by giving you the top value play on the slate, and that's Thomas Bryant, projected at 25.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 6.2 times value. He's 4,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. An 18% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 50% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 26% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 5% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Thomas Bryant here at 4,200 DraftKings salary. Another nice value play here is Shabazz Napier, projected at 24 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times the value. He's 4,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. An 18% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 55% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 22% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 6% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Shabazz Napier here at 4,600 DraftKings salary. Now Rui Hachimura, he's not a bad value play either if you've got the extra salary, but I would prefer Shabazz Napier at $600 less here, and that's because he has a 22% chance to score 30 to 45, a 6% chance to score 45 to 60, and Hachimura here has only a 22% chance to score 30 to 45 and a 2% chance to score 45 to 60. So less upside, but a bigger price tag. So anyways, both those plays are fine, but I prefer Shabazz Napier. So moving along here, another nice value play, well, he's up in the mid-range here, is Mike Conley, projected at 26.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.7 times value. He's 5,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 20% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 34% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I like Mike Conley here at 5,600 DraftKings salary. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Now moving up into the studs on the slate, I like Rudy Gobert, projected at 40.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.1 times value. He's 9,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 21% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 32% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So real quick before we move on here, I'm going to make this guy my captain. Although he doesn't have any 60 plus point upside, it's a pretty solid play, a pretty good chance that he's going to get 45 to 60 fantasy points, and he's underpriced compared to the other two studs. So I like Rudy Gobert as a captain option here. So I like Rudy Gobert here at 9,800 DraftKings salary. Now another stud that I like is Donovan Mitchell, projected at 38.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 3.6 times the value. He's 10,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 19% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 58% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So you can see why I like Rudy Gobert here. I mean, you're only giving up a 2% chance for Donovan Mitchell to get 60 fantasy points or more, yet you're gaining 12% for that 45 to 60 range for Rudy Gobert. So I might just pass on Donovan Mitchell, but he's a decent play if you want to play him. And the stud of the slate is Bradley Beal, projected at 48.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4 times value. He's 12,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 7% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 35% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 40% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and an 18% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So he's another great captain. Well, he's the best captain, but he's expensive, so you're gonna take a hit to your other players. That's why I like Rudy Gobert here at captain. I'm just gonna hope that 18% chance for Bradley Beal to score 60 plus doesn't hit, and then you should be pretty well off here with Rudy Gobert as your captain. But I like Bradley Beal here at 12,000 DraftKings salary. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second. and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.